So good morning this morning, Mr. Charles.
Good morning.
So it's where's the money, right? Thursday.
Yes, where is a young man? Where's your man? Is Tinubu regime talking about your brain?
I think the Tinubu regime is taking over everybody's brain. So some said he has not been working, he's just traveling from year to year, from one meeting to another meeting. That is not favorable. But for the record, he has been bringing down investors to Nigeria.
How many investors have you been able to see? It's not by mouth. Let them start work. Let them start. The investors you are talking about, let them start working. So let's continue to see things. Not you have gone down to America, India, and different places. You have brought down investors that are going to bring millions upon millions of naira to Nigeria. So what? Have you seen any investors in Nigeria? This is just, they should match actions with their words. They should match words with action. They should match actions with words. Not telling us that investors are coming. So I will counter that opinion because we have not seen investors. What we are seeing is that Tinubu traveled to India and a lot of investors have decided that they want to bring in their investment down to Nigeria here. But we have not seen anything. So we should not be dwelling on what we have not seen. We Nigerians would so much believe on what we see than what we do not see. We are nothing but doubting Thomas. So we need to see. So far from that, my journalist saying that Tinubu is busy doing the right thing for Nigeria, we have not seen anything yet. What we are expecting is let the action start immediately.
Alright, so going to the business of the day, Tinubu special investigator fault CBN audit that the report they have been giving out for the past 7 years in Buhari's regime is all false.
Thank you very much. It's a very, very welcome idea and development that an APC from one APC government to APC government to another, they are now fighting themselves. It's a welcome development because now it's not left for the president himself to go in and I have been saying it time with that number, go and bring in Buhari and problem. What happened to most of the billions, most of the money that you collected from different individuals in government, a lot of money that had been brought into government, a lot of money was collected from Abacha's government, a lot of money was collected from different personnel in former government. So where are those money? So I am not in support of the president himself, not problem Mr. President, bring him to book because we know you don't need a soothsayer to tell you that whatever that has happened in the past regime is nothing but full of lies and fraudsters. You don't expect you and I to also believe that the former president, the former government was nothing but after their own selfish interest. So they should go in and bring those people. Civilian government, yes, we know that most of the counts, most of the charges, most of the things that they are giving to Nigerians are nothing but false impression on what does not even exist. So we are not even very, very much happy with them. What I am advising Mr. President to do, even his aide that was busy finding out what most of the faults from the former president and government, let them go in and bring them for problem. Not only problem the so-called Emefiele. Emefiele has a lot of cabal that they work with.
The current constitution is against improving the past president.
We know.
So do you think we should reframe the constitution?
The constitution has been reframed already. We are living in a country whereby most of the Nigerian constitution have been tempered upon. Always, in terms of constitution, we have rigid and flexible constitution. Yes. So in flexibility, you have every right to influence or change and alter most of the constitution when you have known that a lot of money that is meant for the personal interests of Nigerians have been tempered upon. So bring in this man, he has a lot of questions to answer. If you cannot ask him questions, what about those people that was under him, both in financial ministry or most of the people that was within the tenancy of the different portfolio under the regime of Muhammadu Buhari? Bring him in and ask them a lot of questions. They have questions to answer.
All right, sir. So thank you for that, sir. So the Lagos State Assembly summoned Lamata and probed them over the non-use of Yoruba language in the train announcement. So do you think our state should be doing this?
I was very, very impressed with what happened last week Thursday here in Lagos State. Though I'm not from Lagos State, I'm from Imo State. when the House of Assembly, Lagos State House of Assembly, decided to, go into a broadcast in the Yoruba language. It's a kind of fostering what I may call fostering our languages, because when you look at Nigerian languages, fast dying on a daily basis. When we were growing up as a child, you find out that these three languages, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, if you can find yourself in every place, you have to choose from one, which one you want to study. In the secondary school, you must pass one. But now, it's quite dying on a daily basis. So I am very, very happy. If almost all the states in Nigeria can emulate what a state like Lagos State have done in terms of broadcasting, most of their broadcasts with Yoruba language, so that most of the average Nigerians who are much more in their various villages that cannot even speak good English can understand what is going on with their government. It's a welcome development. Most of the government and most of these people should go and learn from whatever that has happened. So whatever that has happened in Lagos State.
Do you think they should spread the wings
that
all over the companies?
Understand where I am coming. I said people should borrow a leaf from what happened here in Lagos State. So I don't have to repeat myself again. They should come in and learn. If you are from Igbo land, why not on a very good day you give a broadcast with an Igbo language? If you are from Hausa, yes, sometimes Hausa people do that too. You give a broadcast in an Hausa language. It's a welcome development, and I commend Lagos State for doing such.
So on school resumption, and parents are now crying high for the price hike from the secondary school to the higher institution. Even in my own area, most of the parents there that have their students in private school are now running Elta Keta to take them to public school. Even the higher institution, Unilag was paying around 20 something as at last year, but now this is over something.
Sorry, Mr. Journalist, I don't have to dwell on that because we have answered that time with that number. The government had failed in such area. The government, yes, we know that a lot of Nigerians who are able to do can even travel, sell their land just to travel to abroad, just to meet up with some of the educational standard there with a high amount of money that they could pay in there. But notwithstanding, we are talking about average Nigerian who cannot even afford. How much is an average Nigerian salary? We are talking about average Nigerian who cannot even afford 1 square meal a day, and you're asking him, and what did you do? Some people are paying 19,000 naira, and from there you will catapult the school fee from 19,000 to almost some of them 200,000, 100 and something thousand. Almost 1,000,000% increase in the school fees, and it's not supposed to be like that. My former school, where I started as a university student, I started my diploma in law from a University of Jos. They are on strike, protests everywhere because the high increase of what I may call school fees is on a high increase, and it's not supposed to be like that. The federal government should have subsidized education in such a way that even an average Nigerian can be able to afford going to school in a manner that even him or herself will be very, very much conducive that this is my fatherland. But these people are not making us to look as if we are nothing but tenants in our own land. They are the landlord and landladies in their various offices. Meanwhile, we are tenants, and it's not supposed to be like that. So, government should know to need to do something. Government should be able to do the needful by subsidizing education. By so doing, I think most of these crises will end. So, the Minister of Education, you have a lot of things, you have a lot of fights to fight. If you don't do that, posterity will not remember you for good.
Alright, sir. So lastly, sir, it's like only the presidency is the only tribunal, the tribunal outcome that goes against the people of Nigeria, as the tribunal order rerun in Etiosa constituency, the federal level, where Labour Party won over Banky W.
Which of the states?
Lagos State.
Lagos State, yes. Banky W, the former musician.
Yes, he lost at Etiosa constituency.
Let them go and read. I don't have to comment on that. You don't,
the court has order rerun.
Yes, the court has order rerun. You know, yes, we know that in presidential election, the amount of money that is being used in running a presidential election is much more higher. So sometimes the government and the INEC system has to tread carefully not to go back to a rerun election in the presidential system of government. But we have seen a situation whereby you do not expect we in Nigeria, you can now even though that you have said it, the Chelsea and Banky, we didn't know anything about that. But we are talking about the whole federation, a presidential election that have been that people thought that even I myself thought that was nothing but a malpractice in such election. So that should have been a focal point to almost all Nigerians that this are where and how the punch should rise and the punch should be laid on, because a lot of Nigerians will be looking at, you see, I am even in Lagos, I didn't know anything about the banking issues of the thing. But you cannot even go to a place, go to your village, because I know you are not from Lagos State now, go to your own this village, ask even the average woman there, the low woman there or a man there, he will tell you that presidential election, because that is the only election they think that was not done orderly in a conducive manner. But we should be talking about, when you are talking about states, a lot of somebody that from Imo State, I don't know what is happening here in Lagos State, whether Banky W or Etiosa, any other person. But we should be talking about the presidential election. The amount of money that is being used to rerun election is very, very on a high increase. Now, but we should tell ourselves the truth. If there's going to be a rerun election, you know the kind of money, a huge amount of money that is actually involved in a running election. Even not only in Nigeria, but almost in the entire states, in the entire nations as a country. So Nigerians should have do the needful. The island should have been the needful by respecting themselves. Now we are very, very much happy that the case is now in the going to the Supreme Court. That's the presidential election. Now you don't ask yourself. You ask yourself this question. Some people will be saying, why are they going to Supreme Court? Democracy without a fight. According to a great philosopher, he said, competition is the engine wire of development. If you don't compete, you don't develop. Now, we should be talking about the importance of going to that Supreme Court, because Supreme Court happens to be the highest court of appeal, the highest court in Nigeria. And when you have seen that your fundamental human rights have been tempered upon by the PTC, what I may call the Presidential Tribunal Court, and you think that there was nothing, that there's nothing like valid and valid judgment that has been given to you, what do? You transfer yourself to the higher court of authority. And somebody was asking me, and I said to him, we are part of judiciary, because this is I read law too. The former Minister of Youth and Sports, Barrister Solomon Dallo, happens to be my lecturer when I was in UJ. Do you know that the same man will tell you that democracy is part of competition? Challenging someone in court is part of the ingredients in democracy. Because if you cannot challenge somebody that told he has won, he will not be able to sit up and know that this is democracy. But when you have decided to sit down because you have won the election, you think you have won the election, and you sat yourself down, and at the end of the day, you begin to clap for yourself that you have won the election personally. People will not look at you as if you're a strong man, but at the end of the day, being a strong man is when people begin to challenge you, and you know that you have competed in the democratic setting as part of the ingredient. In as much as we talk about strike and other thing and protest, these are part of the elements that makes a democracy very, very nice and sweet. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. Thanks very much. So please, if you are just following us today, please like our station, subscribe to our channel, like our video, share, and don't forget to click on the bell button so as to get the updates every day. So thank you for today. See you again tomorrow.